If you want to be happy, you need to stop trying to be. Most people associate happiness with good feelings, but when that's what happiness is to you, then you become dependent on specific conditions to always be present in order for you to believe that you're happy and that you're okay. So this requires you to do things constantly in order to maintain that feeling and avoid other feelings. And this is an exhausting way to live. If you want to not rely on anything in order to be happy and have unconditional happiness, you need to tweak your definition of what happiness is. And so I recommend you just get rid of the word happiness. Don't try to be happy. Be at peace instead. Because peace is unconditional. Peace is a choice. It's just a perspective. Happiness carries along with it this idea of like this kind of giddiness and excitement and fun and gratitude. And those are all good. There's nothing wrong with any of that, but those are all just temporary feelings. And a feeling is just a chemical in your bloodstream. It's a drug, just like any other. And a drug is something that you do that makes you feel a certain way and that convinces you that you're happy in that moment. Okay, the traditional idea of drugs isn't the only drug. So these things that we do to make us happy don't really make us happy. They just make us feel good. And they just make us dependent on them, and that's why we keep coming back. So some examples of this are social media, TV, video games, music, compliments and praise from others, physical achievements, caffeine, tobacco, alcohol, narcotics. So I'm not telling you to stop doing any of these things. Maybe don't do hard drugs, but I love TV shows and movies and music, but if any of that was to be taken away from me for the rest of my life, I know I'm going to be content. I enjoy these things, but I don't need them. And that's the difference. There's nothing wrong with having fun and having goals in life. But if the idea of losing that makes you uncomfortable, then you have a little bit of an addiction. A truly content person needs food, shelter, and water to be happy. If you need anything more than that, you're not fully at peace with yourself, and that's all right. But that's why we have these little addictions, because it's something to avoid the parts of us that we don't want to confront and embrace. But those parts of yourself aren't bad. We just think that they are. Like, no part of you is bad, but we convince ourselves that parts of us are bad, and so we stay stimulated to avoid that. It doesn't matter what you have or who you are. The feelings that you try to avoid by controlling your external reality are always going to find you, because they're a product of your mind and your perception of reality. And you can't escape that, but you can change it. But that doesn't mean doing mental gymnastics with yourself and your perception of reality to maintain this good feeling all the time. Because then you're just going from controlling your external reality to create a feeling to controlling your internal reality to maintain a feeling. So you're still seeking a feeling, but now you've just found a new drug with your thoughts. And that's not a bad thing. That's positive thinking, which I am a strong supporter of. But it requires a good amount of mental effort to just be thinking yourself into a good feeling all the time. And what's a lot easier is just surrendering to what is. just going with the flow of what your body's feeling and what's happening around you, allowing your body to just be what it is. Learning to make peace with the parts of life and yourself that you believe are uncomfortable. The human body is capable of this whole range of feelings, and most of us want to be at the top because we think that's where happiness is, those good feelings. But like I said, that's a chemical, and you only have so much of that. You cannot maintain this. And so eventually we're going to come back down. And so it's learning to make peace with the middle and the lower portions also. So when you're truly at peace with not just yourself in life, but like living in a human body and all the feelings that it can feel, when you're at peace with all of that, it doesn't matter where the fuck you're at on this scale, on this spectrum, you're cool. No resistance to the bottom, no attachment to the top, cool with the middle. And so to create lasting happiness that doesn't depend on anything requires allowing yourself to be who and what you are in every single moment of your life with no judgment, no resistance. If you're feeling just kind of tired and meh, just be tired and meh. You don't need to do anything to force yourself into a better feeling. If you don't feel like smiling, then don't smile. Just allow yourself to be kind of so-so. That's okay. Once you accept that, it stops being a bad thing. Enjoy everything that Earth has to offer, but don't need any of it. Have goals, achieve things, have fun, but just know that achieving something, that excitement you get, is only going to last for so long. It's eventually going to fizzle out. So ask yourself, is this thing really worth doing? Don't put your happiness in the future. Happiness is now. You can be content right now and until the day you die if you just stop wanting happiness to be something other than what is in the here and now. Stop wanting to be happy and you will be. You just need to stop wanting happiness to be something specific. You are a fish. Happiness is the water. You're in it. You always have been. You just need to stop wanting the water to be something different. We're like birds flying around looking for the air. It's right here.